I wanted to summarize for you the Canadian trademark registration process so that you understand what happens when you file a trademark application. So the day that you file your trademark application with the Canadian Intellectual Property Office is the date that they consider your rights in that trademark to start. So anyone who comes along after you is considered to have later rights. Now, that can be sorted out in the opposition proceedings, but I'm not going to go into that in this video. So you file your trademark application, and unfortunately, it's going to sit there for 2 to 3 years, depending on how you have described your products and services. So when your application is examined, and that is basically the first step in the process, is the Trademarks Office assigns your application to an examiner, and they will look at your application to see whether it complies with Canadian trademark laws. So they're looking for things like, is your trademark inherently registrable? Is it descriptive? Is it generic? Is it not distinctive of the goods and services that you've claimed? Is your trademark confusing with a mark that's already on the trademarks register as either a pending application or a registered trademark? So they're searching their database to see if there's anything potentially confusing. They're also going to examine how you have described your products and services, and are they described in ordinary and commercial terms? So things that you would, the way that you would describe products and services. So for example, you're going into a store and you're looking to buy bath toys. So bath toys would be an acceptable way to describe products. They're also looking at whether you have properly classified your goods and services. So goods and services have to be kind of categorized into one of 45 different classes. The government fees that you pay will depend on the number of classes that are contained in your trademark application. So these are the things that are covered in examination. If your application meets all of the requirements of Canadian trademark laws, the Trademarks Office will approve your application, and then it's advertised in the Trademarks Journal. This is a weekly publication of a weekly online publication of the Trademarks Office that lists all of the approved applications and gives the public 2 months from the date of the advertisement of the application to oppose based on a belief that you aren't entitled to that trademark registration. So if there was somebody who had earlier rights in a trademark, for example, if they were using your trademark before you filed a trademark application for it, then they would have earlier rights and they have the opportunity to oppose in the opposition procedures. If there's no oppositions, your application is allowed for registration, and it's basically the government just grants you a registration number and a registration date, and your trademark, you're the exclusive owner of the trademark in connection with the goods and services claimed in your registration for the next 10 years. So that's the registration process summarized. If you have any questions or you want to talk a little bit further about whether your trademark could make it through the registration process, book a free consult with us. We're always happy to chat.